Hi everyone, it's Meridy. Welcome back, and I'm here today with my 5th process video using our Wild and Free Limitless and Essentials kits, and I've just mixed both kits together here. I will link the kits in the description of this video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And let me show you what I've got today. Today I'm scrapbooking three 3x4 pictures of these little tiny baby sparrows that laid an egg. This is the right side up. It laid an egg. That egg is like the size of a jelly bean. And then that's the one baby bird that did hatch, because not both of them hatched. And then this picture, the bird, the mama bird is on top, like she's on the nest with the baby in it. And then this picture is so cute. The baby's got its mouth open for food. And that was like right outside of our door. And he since flew away. That was just, these pictures I only took like 2 weeks ago probably. Anyway, I want to scrapbook those 3 pictures today. And I've got all of these pieces of ephemera and whatnot and die cuts in here. And all of my laser cut die cuts in there. My stamps, these little fabric things that are awesome. Yeah, I've got all my goodies in there. And then that was just to remind me what pictures, because those were still at the printer when I was making my unboxing video. So then I pulled the following little pieces. Beauty, hello, the little nest and with the eggs, all creatures great and small. I thought that was perfect. And a couple little birds. This bird looks so much like the actual bird that was in the nest, so I really like that one. Oh, it's Beauty in the Everyday. So I just got all of those out to start with, and then of course I have more in there if I need more. Let's see, I've got a bunch of little birds on here too, but I honestly think I have enough little birds going on. I wish I had another one of those. And I've already cut apart my packaging from that, so I can't even check. Oh, there is another one. Because I just like those 2 guys. I like them better than this one. So I think I want to use those on there. Okie doke. And then I've got my little scraps. Got a few white scraps. These are the tags that I cut. That's a cut apart page that I've been gradually using the tags on my layout. So I've got those. And then I've got this black is from my stash. So is the white. And then this is from the kit. This plaid with the stars on it is from the kit. This is the back of the Minte Chippies packaging that came in the kit. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, Erin made a layout. You guys have already seen it by the time this video airs. And she used this paper right here. And I want to copy it so bad. So bad. So I don't want to use this paper at all this month. Like, I want to save it for my Style Your Scraps video, I think. And seriously scraplift her with this page, because I love how it looks with that on the background. So I'm gonna steer away from that paper today. That's not to say that by the time I'm on layout number 8 with this kit that I won't be grabbing that paper, because if I'm running out of papers before I finish my 8 process videos this month, then I'm just gonna have to use that one. But man, I'm gonna try to save it because I just loved her layout. Okay, and she also uses, I think, a little of this paper in it, but I have like quite a bit of this paper left, so I'm safe there. Okay, so I have this scrap 2 right now. Then I've got my little sticker sheet, my journaling cards. That's where my journaling will go. Obviously, there's not a lot to journal here. I'll probably journal like what kind of bird it is and the date that I took the pictures, and that's about it. I've got all of these. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use yet. So, and then I just love this paper. this side is beautiful, but I'm gonna stick to the wood grain side. And this plaid, I already ordered a second sheet of this paper, guys, because I want to savor this side, but for my layouts this month, I want to use the plaid. And then I've got a couple sticker sheets. So, do I see anything? I don't see anything that's like jumping out at me to use on this layout out of the sticker sheets. I probably won't use a lot of stickers. And then the plant that this bird laid its eggs in, you can't even see it in the picture, but it has bright pink flowers, but I probably won't even worry about that because you can't see them in the picture. But I do like some of these leaves. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of these from the carrier sheet. And I'm just gonna cut, of course, like I've showed you earlier this month in multiple videos, with an X-Acto knife, just cut the little tiny tabs that are keeping them in here. So I'm gonna go off camera and cut out this one and these two little guys and this set of leaves. Just mainly the ones that are just leaves, even this one with the little curly Q. And that way they'll all be ready if I need to grab them when I'm working on this layout. So I will be right back in just a minute. Okay, so I've got a little handful of those flowers there. And then I really do think that I want to use a white background for this because this is just too busy. And the just plain wood is just a little too dark. So I will use a white sheet of paper for the base of this layout. And I think, I don't know what order I want them in. I probably will just kind of march them straight across my layout like this. So, and I can layer them up quite a bit because I have a lot of scraps here. I'm saving that paper, so hopefully it lasts me a couple more. This will hopefully last me a couple more layouts. Let's see, I would really like to use this, and I wonder if I just want like the top half to be wood. It kind of blends a lot in there. I'm just gonna tear it. I'm just gonna tear a piece that's about 2 inches wide. Okay, and that can kind of be where my pictures sit. And then I'm gonna come in here and grab these and kind of layer up little sections. Like maybe I can put all 3 on that. And then like a small little mat with the plaid sticking out. That kind of looks nice. I don't feel like I need, the blue actually looks nice on it too. No, I don't need the green polka dots. It's kind of too cutesy for what is going on in these pictures. And this plaid I'm not going to use either today. So now that I've gotten this narrowed down here, I think this isn't big enough. I'm gonna grab another piece of white paper and I'm gonna mat those 3 pictures on white paper. Now my question is do I want to mat them separately so they can kind of overlap each other on here? Yeah, I think I'm gonna mat them separately so I can kind of overlap them. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and mat these 3 pictures and I will be right back. Okay, so I've got that done. And then I do think that I can go ahead and adhere these down. I'm just gonna adhere them on this paper and then I'll crop that paper down a little after I get them into place. I'm going to try to stagger them slightly. I know I'm not very good at that because I always want to keep everything so straight, but I think I did a good job at staggering those. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut this down. So I am going to cut it 9 inches wide and 5 inches tall. So just in case you're following around, it's 9 inches wide and 5 inches tall. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take like chunks out of this paper. Like, let's see, I will cut this paper, this piece right here that I'm cutting off is 8 inches by 6 inches. And I'm simply gonna cut like an L shape out of it so I can kind of savor this paper and use this on another layout. I'll put that there, and I'm gonna do the opposite thing on the other side. So I will also cut it 8 inches. But this time I'm gonna cut the L shape out of that part. And now I've saved lots of that paper to use on other layouts. And you can't even tell that I've done that. Next, I would like to use some mixed media. I would like to use, I do want to use some green to pull out the green in here. And I think I want to use a little bit of the scattered straw yellow as well. And for the green, I think I want to use watercolor paint. And I'll use this like a watercolor. So guys, I think I'm going to grab one of my Vicky Bouton mixed media watercolor papers instead of my white background paper, because I want to be able to use the watercolors and get this wet and not worry about it warping. Okay, and then to make this easy, I'm going to adhere these things together, but not to the back of the page. I'm just going to adhere them together so I can easily lift this up and down and it doesn't move anywhere. Like it'll all be one big piece instead of trying to move 4 separate pieces every time. Okay, so now I can just lift this up really easily. So let me get my little watercolor or my little acrylic mat out there. I'm just gonna move this so it doesn't get wet. And I'm gonna go fill up my water, and I don't know which paints. I think I'm just going to use these paints, just like the basic watercolor paints. So let me fill this up with water and I will be right back. Okay, so I just want to put, should I move this down? Kind of like in the middle. So I just want to put a little at the top and a little at the bottom. And I want to try to get the green that's like the leaves in my tree, somewhat like the green on this. So I'll leave that there to kind of help me. And I'm just going to start this color. I'm gonna get a scrap piece of paper as well. Oh yeah, that's, oh, it needs to be a little bit more green and not so blue. Maybe a little more black. Yeah, that helps it. More green. Okay, that's the kind of shade I need. I think I need to mix a little bit of black in there. Okay, so first I'm gonna get my paper wet, and then mix it kind of together. I don't want to go too high up on my page because I also want to get the yellow in here in a minute. So for the yellow, I'm just going to use the scattered straw spritz. Shake it up really good. Spray a little bit. Got to add some water down there so it can kind of spread. Oop, forgot to add water up there. Add some water up there. So it can kind of spread. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm gonna come in here with my little mini mister and meld those together. I need a little off to the sides because I don't want it to look like it just stops. And I don't want there to be really harsh lines where that green goes into the yellow. Okay guys, I'm going to attempt to leave this all to dry. It's gonna take a while to dry. It is really, really wet. And I will come back in a little bit and we'll see how it's going and how it's looking. I added a little of a gold paint in there too, this gold one. At the risk of it just becoming totally muddy. I like how it blended down there, but this is all gonna be covered. So I'm fine letting it kind of drip in there so it can get dry faster because that middle part's gonna be covered. And okay, now I'm gonna let this dry and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, this is fairly dry. It's a little damp, but at least it's not like dripping water like before. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down so that I can just start building up my embellishment clusters on here. I'm not gonna put too much adhesive to the very edges of this in case I need to tuck things under the edges. But I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now I can start clustering. And I really hello, beauty in the everyday, or just beauty in the everyday. And then if I wanted a third cluster, I think I could put it down here like a tiny third cluster. So and then I just am going to work on layering up things. I don't necessarily need that to look like it's sticking there. I'm trying some different ways. Hello, nature. I grabbed the word new because obviously it's a new little bird. And I don't want these birds facing each other, but I also think it looks ridiculous to have them facing away from one another. It kind of gets hidden down there. And maybe I don't even need both little birds. I mean, obviously, we've got a bird here, a couple birds. Let's see if that was popped up on foam tape. That more rounded one looks better down there, that kind of curves. Okay, this is coming along nicely. I would probably journal just like right in here a little, so I can leave that part open. Do I need another little bird on here? I mean, I really could put him there because I'm not going to use him on another layout, probably. I kind of like both of them on there in a little different level like that. And then, okay, I think I like this Beauty of Untamed Nature. Okay guys, and again, I don't think I want to color my chippies. I kind of like them that color, that just like raw chipboard color. So I'm not going to color them because I've got a lot of color going on in here and I just don't feel like I need to add more. So I am just going to get these things adhered down right now. I'm going to use Eileen's Tacky Glue to adhere my chippies. I'm going to pop a few things up on foam tape. I'm going to go off camera to kind of do that, but I will come back and tell you which pieces I popped on foam tape and which pieces I left glued flat to the back of the layout. So I will be right back in just a minute when I get everything adhered. Alrighty guys, I left my little area for my little bit of journaling right there. And what I think I'm going to do to kind of finish this layout off is I am going to draw a line around the edge, like not a very straight line. It doesn't matter how crookedy it's looking, because I'm going to come back in and do some stamping of my little scribble stamps on it for those of you that have the scribble stamp and want to see it in action. I also think I'm going to come in here and I've got to cover these things because I don't want to get the splatters on these guys, but I'm going to add a couple little splatters. Just a few. And just a few down here. Uh-oh. Well, that wasn't cool. Oops. You know. Just make that look like it is watercolored in there. Can't believe I just did that. So when that dries, I'll add a few little splatters down in this corner too, but I can't do it quite yet because it's not dry. And as for this scribble stamp, I'm just going to use it with black ink because I did my pen line using black ink. And I'm gonna do 2 or 3 different scribbles on here. So just simply stamp it anywhere on that line to look like little scribbles. And if you flip it the other direction, it will look like, so they don't look the same. So I'm gonna use a little bit of a bigger one next, and then a small one at the very end. And I don't even think anyone can really tell that that and that are the same scribble. Like it, no one's gonna be looking that close at your layout. And then I've got the tiny one there. And sometimes I put my scribbles like together like a little set, and sometimes I just leave them alone. Okay guys, so that is going to actually wrap up this layout already. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you were inspired by this layout, whether it is to just copy this layout the exact same way that I made it here and using the same supplies, or maybe you were just inspired to pull out your Wild and Free kit and work on it, or maybe you were inspired to pull something out of your stash and make a layout that looks similar to this, we would love to see it on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community Facebook group, and I will link that in the description of this video as well. And let's see, if you like my video, our process videos, you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channels. We share 10 process videos a month using our current month's kit. This month I'm working with the Wild and Free kits. And if you love our kits at Not Just for Boys, you may want to subscribe to our kit club, and then you can get a kit automatically delivered every month to your house. But you can also just shop the website. You don't have to subscribe. You can just, if it's available on the website, you can buy it. And I will tell you that we do not restock our kits once they're sold out. So if you see a kit and you like it, you might want to grab it because it won't be there long. But there, now I got the little drops there. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you back here in a couple of days with my 6th process video. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks.